So the first song I'm going to sing for you today is from the Wills project, which has a title, the project of The Material Culture of Wills, and the subtitle of Wills as Windows onto Past Lives. And this will is from 1665, from a lady called Alice Walter, who lived in London, and it is likely, if we look at the date, that she died of the plague, which of course was rife at that time. And what struck me as significant about the will was that there were three particular bequests. She had three children, and her three children were each left a ring. And rings are very significant, not just in terms of their value, often they can be quite valuable, but in terms of their sentimental meaning and emotive value. And three children, two daughters, one son, and she left them a wedding ring, a signet ring, a sealing ring is what it's also called, and also a death's head ring. Now that might sound a bit Halloween and spooky for us these days, but in fact it was a symbol of good luck back then, and considered to be a good luck charm. So which ring does she leave to which child? And that is the basis of the song, The Rings on My Fingers.
Come hither, my own ones, my children and fair ones. Come here, come man, and come clement by me. As God in his mercy has kindly bestowed me these rings on my fingers, I pledge them to thee. I pledge them to thee. I pledge them to thee. By the rings on my fingers, I pledge them to thee. Come man, come my own one, my daughter and fair one, this gold wedding ring unto thee I design. On the day that you wear it, I wish you may bear it as happy in your vows as I was in mine. As I was in mine, as I was in mine, by the rings on my fingers, as I was in mine. Come Mary, my own one, my eldest and fair one, this death's head ring take as a token to keep, to guard and defend thee, to watch and protect thee, as once I did watch thee when thou lay asleep. When thou lay asleep, when thou lay asleep, by the rings on my fingers as thou lay asleep. Come Clement, my own one, my youngest and fair one, this signet ring take unto thee as a sign. 'Twas your father's before you, and the love that he bore you is imprinted as fairly and brightly as mine. As brightly as mine, as brightly as mine, by the rings on my fingers, as brightly as mine. Come hither, my own ones, my children and fair ones, when hence I am called at an uncertain time. Be at peace And remember, lay both hands together by the rings on your fingers. One hand will be mine, one hand will be mine, one hand will be mine. By the rings on your fingers, one hand will be mine, one hand will be mine, one hand will be mine. By the rings on your fingers, one hand will be mine.
So that was The Rings on My Fingers, inspired by the will of Alice Walters of London from 1665, and the 3 rings that she left her children. There's a very different will now, which is from a local will, a local man, a mariner called John Lux, who lived in Powderham, and his will was proved in 1603. And he wasn't just a mariner, he was also the ship's trumpeter. And he in his will, he stated that he wished that his trumpet would be sold and the money distributed to his shipmates, so that they may make merry withal. In other words, have a party at his own expense. And he seems like really quite a character, and this is a lovely little will to have worked with. I've really changed very little other than putting it into rhyming quatrains. And the chorus goes, let us blow his old trumpet and pass round the bowl. Well, pass with a Devon accent, of course. Here's a health to John Lux, and may God bless his soul. So this is Blow His Old Trumpet.
Being sick in his body, yet perfect in mind, John made his bequest for his shipmates in kind. Let us blow his old trumpet and pass round the bowl. Here's a health to John Lux, and may God bless his soul. First to Almighty God I do freely bequeath this old corpse that I sailed in upon the salt seas. Let us blow his old trumpet and pass round the bowl. Here's a health to John Lux, and may God bless his soul. To the powder and pool 15 shillings I'll give, to replenish their victuals and help them to live. Let us blow his old trumpet and pass round the bowl. Here's a health to John Lux, and may God bless his soul. To our old ship's chirurgeon 5 shillings I'll pledge, thanking him for his pains and for keeping his edge. Let us blow his old trumpet and pass round the bowl. Here's a health to John Lux, and may God bless his soul. To the first mate John down my cross staff with the heads, and my books to peruse while he shirks below decks. Let us blow his old trumpet and pass round the bowl. Here's a health to John Lux, and may God bless his soul. Unto Nicholas Busey I leave my best hat, that he may dress fancy while wielding the cat. Let us blow his old trumpet and pass round the bowl. Here's a health to John Lux, and may God bless his soul. I declare this last will was thus witnessed before. Geoffrey Shapley, John Tapley, William Russell and more. Let us blow his old trumpet and pass round the bowl. Here's a health to John Lux, and may God bless his soul. Let my trumpet be sold and bestow all the wealth on my ship's company, for to drink their good health. Let us blow his old trumpet and pass round the bowl. Here's a health to John Lux, and may God bless his soul. And should we meet again, if old Nick should appear, I will creep up behind him and blow in his ear. Let us blow his old trumpet and pass round the bowl. Here's a health to John Lux, and may God bless his soul.
So that was a capstan shanty in memory of John Lux of Powderham from 1603, who sounds like really quite a character. A cross staff, by the way, is a sort of a primitive sextant. So literally, he was leaving a bit of useful maritime machinery to the first mate, which probably would have been worth a few bob. I'm going to move on now to the literature works keywords series and do a couple of songs which I've written for them. So it's been a busy 2.5 weeks. I've written 6 songs in 2.5 weeks, which I haven't done for a very, very long time indeed. But it really has been inspirational, looking at the stories and the tales and the myths and the legends, and also the nature of the River Exe, because at least 2 of the songs are inspired by strongly natural elements or events. But this next song was really, really surprising to me, because I came across a story which I never expected to find, because the subject in it is so remarkable and yet completely uncelebrated. And he's called Thomas Gregory, and he was a boatman who worked on the quay. The song will pretty much tell you everything you need to know other than his dates. He was born in 1872 and he died in 1926. So if you can picture a very tall and strong Edwardian gent with a great big handlebar moustache, dressed in his smartish work trousers and waistcoat, standing in the harbour edge as he was working in the quayside in his father's company and also as a boatman. This is Call Mr. Gregory.
Young Thomas Gregory was born in the city, but the River Exe ran through his veins. The dockside and reach were his playgrounds. He worked on the quayside and lived on Quay Lane. One freezing March blizzard, his young cousin Lily fell in. Thomas swam to her side, the first of many such rescues. But despite his best efforts, the young girl had died, though his daring attempt was in vain. Soon many a quay hand would echo his name. Call Master Gregory, he's always at hand. He dives in the water, he'll bring you to land. When a soul is in peril, he never thinks twice. Call him, he'll answer wherever you be. Call Master Gregory, who works on the quay. Time and again Mr. Gregory saved them, with never a thought for himself, diving in with the clothes that he worked in, and risking his own neck to save someone else. A boat steered the wrong way, a slip on the gangway, a stevedore caught by a wave, a child falling in from the quayside. Another suit ruined, another life saved. His feet moved spectators to tears. As he dried himself off, these words rang in his ears. Call Mr. Gregory, he's always at hand. He'll dive in the water and bring you to land. When a soul is in peril, he never thinks twice. Call him, he'll answer wherever you be. Call Mr. Gregory, who works on the quay. Mr. Bradbeer had written a strong-worded letter to the Exeter and Plymouth Gazette, requesting a modest allowance for the most gallant boatman who he'd ever met. But then one midsummer Thomas fell in the river himself, though he made it to shore. Pneumonia followed him after, and we heard before Christmas he'd save us no more. We quaysiders lowered our eyes for the man who had saved over 400 lives. Oh, Mr. Gregory was always at hand. He'd dive in the water and bring you to land. When a soul was in peril, he never thought twice. Call him, he'd answer. Oh, where will we be without old Mr. Gregory? Our own Thomas Gregory, our old Mr. Gregory, who worked on the quay.
So that was Cool Mr. Gregory, and I've done a bit of research, and according to what I've found out, he's the most prolific lifesaver ever in Britain. I would love it if somebody could do a little bit more research and see, but the fact that he is completely unrecorded, there's no memorial, there's no plaque, there's no memory really of him here in Exeter seems completely extraordinary, and I think it's something that should be corrected. I want to put a really big shout out to the historian Michael Parrott, who discovered Thomas Gregory's story. Thank you so much, Michael. It's just a wonderful tale, and it was wonderful to turn it into a song. And it's Thomas Gregory's centenary of his death next year, and I hope very much that by that time we'll have something in place to remember this remarkable man. The final song I'm going to do for you is a song about a double migration. And this is the migration of one of my favourite birds, the swallow, on the one hand, and while I've been cycling up to the quay and the Custom House through the late summer and in the autumn to do some work and research up there, it was superb to see the swallows on the floodplain, the flood prevention plain, in such huge numbers, because they're slightly dwindling where I live in Topsham. But you still do see the swallow nests along the high street, in the eaves below the shops. But this is also about another migration, and that is the migration of one of the city's key assets, and that is the students who come and go seasonally. And this is very much with them in mind as well, and their families. Empty Nest. Are growing colder and the summer birds have flown, and you're either at your mother's or you're somewhere on your phone, a taxi waiting, and your bags are in the hall. It's a moment to be cherished, to see you walking through that door, like I did with my own father, and my father did before. And from the airport you promised me you'll call. Now you're flying as you spread your wings above this empty nest. You're flying till you find some place where you can safely rest. Whatever path you follow, may a fair wind blow your way till the season turns, and with it you might return one day, and you'll be flying out of sight but never out of mind. While I'm feathering this empty nest you've left behind.
high street, and the yellow autumn leaves swirl around the empty swallow nest, high up among the eaves, and their silence reminds me of our song. It's a marvel of migration, how they always seem to know what their distant destination is, and when it's time to go. And then one morning it dawns on us they've gone. Now you're flying as you spread your wings above this empty nest. Oh, you're flying till you find some place where you may safely rest. Whatever path you follow, may a fair wind blow your way till the season turns, and with it you might return one day, and you'll be flying out of sight but never out of mind, while I'm feathering this emptiness you've left behind. It's a brisk October morning. I'm walking past the place where you spent your 18 summers, and in that vacant space live the memories of everywhere you've ever been. While a solitary swallow bravely navigates its flight through the mysteries of darkness as it heads towards the light of its homeland, a place he's never seen. Now you're flying as you spread your wings above this empty nest. Oh, you're flying till you find a place where you can safely rest. Whatever path you follow, may a fair wind blow your way till the season turns, and with it you might return one day, and you'll be flying out of sight but never out of mind, while I'm feathering this emptiness you've left behind.
And that is the last song I will perform for you today. So that's 2 out of the 6 songs I've written for Keywords and the fantastic organisation called Literature Works, who do so much for the written word in the Southwest. I'd like to thank them hugely for their faith in me, for giving me this great opportunity to work with them. It's been a complete pleasure from start to finish, and also to the University of Exeter, the Department of Archaeology and History, and the wonderful lead, Dr. Laura Sanger, who has been such an inspiration, so fantastic to work with, and all of the team based in London, based also in Plymouth, and all around the country and globally, because there are over 4,000 volunteers who are helping transcribe the wills all over the world. It's the most remarkable project, which is taking 25,000 of these wills, all handwritten from 1540 to 1790, and through AI transcribing them into written text. And where the AI can't quite manage it, these 4,500 volunteers globally fill in the blanks, and then they feed that metric back into the system, and we can read these wills, which are extraordinary because they are actually the largest single resource of history of women in this country in those dates, because women weren't usually recorded unless they were aristocracy, or unless they were martyred or burnt as witches or something like that, and yet a quarter of these wills belong to women, we think. So far, the initial results would suggest that. And so it is an enormous opportunity to find out more about them. This is just 25,000. There are over 4 million of these wills waiting to be transcribed, and we very much hope in the fullness of time we can do that. In the meantime, I really hope you enjoy the songs. Anyone who's coming along to the Key House, the Custom House at the Key tomorrow between 6:30 and 7:30, really look forward to seeing you there and to performing all of these songs with the Professor, fantastic historian. I'm so lucky working with two such great historians, Mark Stoyle from the University of Southampton, and thank you so much to you, Will, for today. It's been a real pleasure being able to perform these songs and to share a little bit of what's behind them, and hope to do it again sometime.
Well, Chris, thanks very much for coming. It's been great to have you here. I think the sound's been all right. Hum's just sent in an all right message. I think I will check it later. I'm not going to stop to check this.
Well, there's nothing I can do about it now.
You've been positive so far.
Okay, so good.
I think that's okay. There's only one more thing to mention. I believe you're going to be at the Topsham Folk Club in January.
So yes, I am. So I've got a few performances coming up. But yes, relevant to the Wills, this is very important because the Wills project. I'm performing all of the songs that I've written at Topsham Folk Club on Sunday the 18th of January. Tickets are already on sale from Topsham Folk Club, and that will be accompanied by the fantastic Miranda Sykes, who'll be supporting but also helping me with some of the songs as well, but she'll be starting the whole show off on voice and double bass, string quartet, Roger on the hurdy-gurdy. There'll be folk guitar and recorder and a flute as well, and Adrian on lead guitar, and a few other surprise guest artists might be popping in and out as well. So it's going to be quite an ensemble, really. And in the meantime, I'm doing a couple of performances of a Christmas show that I do called a Yuletide Ramble, and one of those will be at the Bridge at the Malt House on the 17th of December, and just a few days before that for Lustley events up in the village, which is now being overtaken by Harry Potter, and that is for Leap on Saturday the 13th of December. And I might also be doing a little guest appearance with Steve Knightley and his Winter Yards Band at the Corn Exchange on the 6th of December for the final date of their tour. That is a maybe, and that's all we have in the tank at the minute.
That's brilliant. Thanks very much for coming, because I think it's really great. The only thing I just mention at this point, just so it's on the tape, if we could organise things better, we could have your performance ahead of the Futures weekend. So if you're still going with the Wills project, make a point of coming in August or sometime.
Yeah.
Sometime like that.
Yeah, definitely. We're looking for extra funding at the minute for the Wills project to continue, so I can keep turning these fantastic Wills into songs, and also the idea was to write some choral pieces as well, and to get them done and performed by us from choirs, and we'd love that to happen. So yes, well, if anything happens in that regard, you'll be the first to know. But at the moment, the last performance of these songs, as things stand, is going to be at the Folk Club in Topsham on January the 18th, so do come along then. I am recording them as well, and I hope to be able to release those once they're done sometime in the new year. That's the plan. Okay?
That's great. Well, I think time travel is the answer. I think all these things, once they're recorded, they can be moved around through time.
Totally, and I think once you've got a recording of it, it's so versatile as to what you can do with the recording, and interest people from further afield, because not everyone necessarily wants to listen to people talking about wills, but people do like to listen to songs. And as soon as anything is turned into verse or lyrics, it's a way of distilling the essence, really. That's the way I see it anyway, distilling the essence of what is there and trying to find a story that is a thread common to all of us. We may not all have a death's head ring, but all of us know how much rings can mean to people and to families. We may not necessarily have been a sailor and played a ship's trumpet, but we know what it's like to give bequests to people and say, well, either we receive them or we write out our own will apparently a third of us haven't done that as adults in the country, and that's something we all need to do, be more mindful of. But we're aware of how that works anyway, and the value and significance that we attach to stuff. And also in terms of stories around Exeter, because Exeter is a remarkable city with such an incredible history, and sadly such an enormous amount of it has been destroyed within living memory. I mean, where I'm performing tomorrow in the West Quarter, there's a wonderful photo of the West Quarter from the 1950s, and only 4 buildings are standing from that time. People think the Luftwaffe destroyed Exeter. Exeter destroyed Exeter. The Luftwaffe destroyed about 10% of what has gone since the Second World War. The rest of it has been destroyed through other means, through schemes and plans and ideas, and this will be a great idea, and just tearing up the history. So this is a way of reconnecting. These songs I see as a way of reconnecting with our cultural history, our past, our archaeological history, and also our natural history, which in the case of the salmon and the swallows who go up and down the river are so important to keep them alive and keep them going. And it's down to us as human beings who put stuff in the river and look after the landscape or not, to make that possible for these species that inhabit them.
Yeah, well, I've just one last mention. You'll be at the Quay tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Just for new listeners who've tuned in the last 10 minutes.
6:30 to 7:30. There's a little bar apparently opening up beforehand if you want to get there early and have a drink, but looks like the weather's going to be all right, and so lovely to walk around. If you've not been to the Quay, do have a look around. It's a remarkable building. The ceiling in the room where I'm performing, the long room, is one of the jewels of Exeter. It is an astonishing piece of plasterwork designed by the plasterer John Abbott, who did most of the grand houses around here at the time. It is a work of art. You must look up. Please listen to the songs as well, but do look up and around, because it's absolutely stunning.